Hey y'all, it's your girl Raven, and y'all know how this go. I got something to say, okay? Listen, God is about to allow your enemies to bless you, okay? There are people who have been around you, they've taken from you, they've taken advantage of you, they have manipulated, they have talked about you. They have hoped and wished on your downfall. They have said you're going to be stuck. They have said you ain't never going to make it. They have called you every name in the book. But God is saying those same people are about to have to bless you. God is going to place it on these people's heart to just sow into you, especially for those out here who have ministries and stuff like that. Like, God is saying, like, they watching you already. They they act like they don't believe in you, but they do believe in you. They act like they don't see you, but they do see you. And God is saying, well, you sitting here and you're suffering for my name's sake. And they're sitting back thinking, oh, that they've won or they got one up on you or whatever the case may be. But God is saying he is going to pull on and tug on their heartstrings to bless you financially. And then to top it off, he's still going to deal with them for what they've done to you. I'm telling you, it's about to be people giving you things that they don't even know why they're giving it to you. Okay? Mind you, like, these are people that God doesn't really want you connected to. But look out for your Cash Apps and your PayPals and your whatever other ways of people, being able to wire any amount of money to you. Look out for that because it's coming. And it's coming within the next few days. There's people that's not even going to be able to sleep unless they bless you. It's people who overlook you that God is tugging on their hearts and causing for them to be obedient when it comes to you. I just recently did a word called it's payback season. God is not playing during this time. He's not playing about his remnant and chosen receiving recompense for everything. So get ready for it. Do not be shocked. Do not be surprised. I'm telling you, there's people, there's family members. They are literally, God is testing their heart. They're getting a kick out of your downfall, okay? They're getting a kick out of thinking that, oh, you at your lowest. Oh, you need help. Oh, well, basically, like, you got to kiss my butt for you to help me. You know what I'm saying? And, or for me to help you or whatever the case may be. But God is like, I got something for all of them. I am going to humbly sit them down. And I'm going to make them bless you also, you know. So don't feel bad, if you out here and you have reached out for help and people just not helping you. And you know what I'm saying? It's the people closest to you that you feel like, well, dang, you know my situation. Why won't you help me? And they just want to, they just want to make you feel bad. They want to make you go through loops and hoops just to get, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of assistance. God is about to strongly humble them. I'm telling you, he is the God that he decides who will rise and who will fall. Okay? I believe that's in Psalms, the 7th chapter. It is God alone who judges. He decides who will rise and who will fall. And it's people who are out here who is wishing on your downfall, wishing for you to fall into a pit. But those very same people who are wishing these things, they're going to fall into it themselves. There are people, I'm telling you, I just don't understand it. Like, it's people out here in secret competition with you, you know. Say, for instance, like, again, you're doing something. Maybe you have a social media platform that God told you to start, and you're out here, you're spreading the gospel, you're doing the right thing. But see, they want to take it and they want to flip it. Then say, for instance, you have this business idea that you want to start, and then all of a sudden you might not have started it yet. You might have everything, you know what I'm saying, set up and into play. But then people, you know, because they trying to one up on you or trying to make you look like, you know, you ain't about nothing. Here they come trying to do the very same things that you know in your heart that God has placed in your spirit to do. But what God is saying is those very people who are trying to be in competition with you and all this other stuff, he is not going to allow nothing that they do to be successful. They might be thinking it in their head that, oh, it's going to go far and all this other stuff. Like you can post what you want to post, do what you want to do, but it's not going to get nowhere. God is saying there is no there's no grace over it. You know what I'm saying? There is no blessing over what they're trying to do. It's because of the intention behind what they're doing. So if you know that you maybe have shared something with a family member, maybe in the past, or they may have an idea of what it is that you're trying to do, or whatever the case may be, and you see them go beyond their means to try to hurry up and produce that same thing that you're trying to do, it's not going to be no grace or blessings in that. Because at the end of the day, if your intention is to try to, oh, let me do this before she does this or whatever the case may be, God is not with all that. I mean, I've seen it happen so many times where it's like I've seen it happen even throughout my family, y'all. Like, why are y'all in so much competition with each other? Like, oh, she trying to move into a larger space. Oh, let me hurry up and do it. Oh, she's trying to get a house. Oh, let me hurry up and do it. Oh, she wants to launch this. Oh, let me hurry up and launch mine first. God sees all of that. God sees all of that. But what God is going to do, he's going to allow them to do what they're doing, thinking they're successful. And when you come out the woodworks with what God actually placed in your heart to do, that he showed you that it's supposed to be successful, the things that you're doing for the kingdom of God, it's going to skyrocket so fast the moment you even launch it, and they still not going to be able to keep up with you. I know so many people probably like, oh, why she might be talking about the naysayers and the haters and the enemies. I know that I wrestle not against flesh and blood. I know that. But it's a spirit that's in them that's competitive, that's jealous, that's, you know, feels like they got a point to prove. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't worried about it because I know what's coming for me. And like I said, once it happens, you're not going to be able to catch up with me. It's going to be so many things happening back to back to back to back to back. They're not going to be able to keep up with you. It's so many people that think that they have arrived and, oh, God is doing this for me and God is doing that for me. And, oh, I'm so blessed. Woo, woo, woo. Don't get it mistaken. Just because you think you feel blessed does not mean that it came from God. Because trust and believe, the enemy knows what you want as well. And when you are a part of the world and you on his team, of course he will make it look like what you're doing is going to be successful. But when you're on God's side, you know, it's going to last. The stuff that these people are doing, it's not going to last. It's not going to last. It's like they're going to come out with whatever they're doing, and it's going to, might, you know, do well for a minute, but it's not going to last because the grace of God is not on it. But like I said, God is about to make your enemies your footstool, and he's about to cause those very same people who think that they're getting away with all the things that they've done to you, or the ways they treated you, or the people in secret competition with you, jealous of you, whatever, they're going to be blessing you. And when you come out and you launch your business and you do whatever it is that God has told you to do, they're going to be buying from you. And some of them, once you go far enough, they may want to work for you too. So don't even worry about it, because at the end of the day, God about to spin the block. And also, God is saying, you know, don't pay attention to the bait switch. You know what I'm saying? Don't let people bait you in to their drama and their chaos and their subliminals and all that other stuff. It is a lot of things going on right now to where as though like God is starting to call people out on their stuff. So don't be surprised with you might be in a position where you feel like you have forgiven somebody and you know you've gotten over stuff, even if it's something from your childhood or whatever the case may be, but you know it's bubbling back up probably because God is saying they're not getting away with it. It is time for them to face these issues head on because at the end of the day, God wants us healed. You feel what I'm saying? It's one thing to take it to God and God can allow for that healing to take place. But the word also says like, you know, what is your point, I don't know what scripture it is, but it is in the word. And I'm just paraphrasing where it just kind of talks about like, if you can't go to your brother or sister first about the issue and then you come to me, what's the point? Because honestly, it's like you can think you forgiving somebody, but those things and the way that they hurt you and the way that they've treated you and the way that they've acted towards you is still there. Why? Because you haven't confronted that person. So sometimes it's like God will allow a situation to come back up. So whatever you've been kind of harboring and holding on to, you're able to say it. And there's people that is going to be in denial about the things that they've done to you. And they're going to try to manipulate you into thinking that you're wrong for saying what you're saying or you're wrong for feeling the way you're feeling. Don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. In this season, you want to walk in your healing. And if you are put in a position where God wants you to say something, then you say what you got to say. And see, that's exactly why that's the name of my ministry. She's got something to say. Okay? Because a lot of us have been muted for so long from things that people have done to us in our childhood and even in our adulthood. And we sit back and we just take it and take it and take it and take it and take it. And sometimes you do get tired of being nice about everything all the time. Sometimes you got to stand guard and you got to speak up because people really think they're getting away with something. And like I said, I'm the type of person that I don't mind just giving it to God and letting it be. But it comes to a peak where you're seeing how somebody operate, how somebody move, and you're seeing the way that they treat you. And you're just like, this is just not fair. I'm tired and I'm done and I have to speak up. And sometimes God will allow you to speak up, speak your piece, say it in love, say it as respectfully as you can, and back, give it all, to God, and let him do the rest. But again, God is not letting people get away with nothing no more. I said in one of my other words that in this season, when people wrong you, God is coming for their head straight off the bucks. It ain't going to keep being no holding back and waiting and all that other stuff. That sowing and reaping thing, I'm telling you, it's coming full circle. So at the end of the day, it's going to be people that's going to try to shut you down when you try to speak your piece, and it's cool. I spoke in one of my words that about be still and keep your peace. If you go into, a place, it don't necessarily have to be a place, but if it's anywhere that you go or it's any conversations you have or something that you involve yourself in that, involves you trying to keep the peace and people don't accept that, then you take your peace and you dust the dust off your feet and you keep it moving. that old song where they say, go on, dust your shoulders off. Yeah, that's what you do. But know that God got you. And see, people are trying to test to see if the old you is still there. I tell people all the time, I'm saved, okay, but I'm hood too, so don't get me twisted. Please don't try me. You know what I'm saying? And majority of the time, I'm speaking to my prophets out here, okay? You know, the majority of the time we are the truth tellers and we see things and we know things, and people try to think they're pulling this wool all over our eyes and thinking we got a veil over our eyes. Like, we can't see. We can see and we know it. We just sit back and we don't say anything, and we allow for you to keep doing something and keep doing something and keep doing something, and you keep catching, you know what I'm saying, how people moving real slick and sly and snaky, and you take note of it. We not supposed to keep no right or wrong, but you take a mental note like, okay, I see this. Okay, I see that. And you just let it go and you just let it roll like, I'm walking in forgiveness. Okay, I'm going to still love them. I'm going to still talk to them. I'm going to still be there for them. But then there comes a time, my God, there comes a time where you got to understand that enough is enough. There comes a time where you do need to stick up for yourself. There comes a time where you do need to say whatever it is that you need to say. Because otherwise, that's just going to be on your heart and on your shoulders. It don't matter how many times you give it to God. Sometimes, God will put you in a position to let somebody know. And like I said, you don't got to be rude or disrespectful about it, whatever the case may be. But, people will make you feel like what you're saying is just, not true, or what you're saying, like they act like they have not done what you know that they done has been right in your face, and you pull out the evidence and you pull out the receipts and you get to your wits end like, dude, I have sat back and I've accepted this. I've accepted that I have watched you do for this person and not do, for me. I have watched you, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to family, okay? Especially when it comes to the closest people to you. They picking and choosing who they want to help, who they want to be there for, who they want to show up for, if they want to invite you. Come on now. But it's okay. It is okay. If you feel isolated and secluded, it's okay. Don't feel alone. God is with you and He has your back. Don't worry about it, because it's going to come to a space where, like I just posted a word called access denied, where those people who treat you with contempt, their access will be denied. With those people who judge you because you're going through something and you never ask for anything, you're always there for them. You take food off your table, clothes off your back for other people. And the moment you need something, it's so hard to get. And then they look at you like you're a problem, like you shouldn't be asking them, like you know what I'm saying? But when you thought, oh, that's family, I should be able to go to them. You think you have a certain relationship with people that you do not have. When I tell you, just the other day, I learned something so new about somebody. I can't even say it, but I learned something so new that I'm like, ooh, I didn't know this was in them. They snapping back and sending subliminals and saying, don't talk to me no more. Da, da, da. And you're not even saying nothing wrong. You're just trying to express the hurt that you feel, the mistreatment that you feel, how they mishandle you, how they put you on the back burner, how they make you feel like the odd one out, whatever the case may be. This can be something that can be going on for a very, very long time. And you just feel it where you just have had enough, and you just like, listen, I don't like the fact that you treat me like this. That's not okay. But then they make you feel stupid and try to make you feel bad, like you shouldn't be saying this to me, because they don't want to face their own truth. In this season, people are going to have to face the truth. Also, it's been too much, probably too many years and too many times that stuff has gone on and people are not taking accountability. And it's fine if they don't want to take accountability, but eventually they will have to. And it's sad when it's like you're not trying to, cancel out any relationships. You're not trying to, how can I put this? It's like you don't want that relationship to be like severed or end, but it's like sometimes you're just like, well, dang, God, I didn't know by saying this or doing this that this whole other side was going to come out of this person. So usually when you're about to be elevated, God is going to start showing you the true colors of the people around you. And it shocks me every time. I'm like, dang, I done been through this kind of thing with this person before, but I never knew they had this in them. I never knew they would try to take shots at me like this. I never knew that they would really try to make me feel this low because of the way that they have made me feel, when they know that they're not innocent. They know they're guilty as charged, okay? They know exactly what they've done, but they're never going to take the accountability. And it's sad that some people won't even take the accountability until it's too late. And then it's like, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. But those very same people that treat you with contempt, I'm telling you, they're going to be wishing they had treated you better, okay? We see that quote everywhere all the time, all over social media. People are going to wish that they treated you better this season because the level that God is about to take you to, and it's like it's people that you thought you was taking with you. It's people that you thought like, oh, I can't wait. I know what God is about to do for me. Like, I want to be able to reach back and help them and do this and do this. And then it's funny how people treat you a certain way and you still wish in your heart, I still want to be able to be there for them. You still pray for them and everything. And it's crazy. Like, I just went through this, so that's why I'm talking about it. But it's like, I'm like, God, I don't have no ill will in my heart. You know where I'm coming from, God. I still pray for them. I still pray that they prosper. And see, don't forget in Job 42, where he prayed for his friends and he got back double for everything that he lost. Everything. So in this season, the word says pray for your enemies and those who, spitefully use you and come against you. Still pray for them. Make sure your heart stay in the right place. Because, see, they're going to be walking around bitter and trying to prove a point and trying to throw shots and trying to send subliminal messages and trying to do all this stuff. And what they doing, they just pulling themselves down even more. And then when God rises you up, they going to have to fall off and be cut off. Literal access denied. When they had the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, in that moment to be honest and take accountability, but it's okay. Sometimes you're going to be in a position where people are not going to take accountability. People are not going to apologize. They're going to be apologies that you're never going to receive, and you're going to have to be okay with that. And if that thing keeps bothering you, I'm going to just tell you to just keep taking it to God. Keep taking it to God. But at the end of the day, those very same people are going to wish they treated you better. They're going to wish to be connected to you. They're going to wish that they can still talk to you the same way you used to talk to them. They're going to be wishing. They might have to go through an agent or go through an assistant to get to you. With the type of things God is about to do for you, you're going to need a whole team for it. They're going to be wanting to be on your team. But then they're going to have to remember, don't forget. And won't be that you even holding nothing against them. It's just a simple fact of it's going to be like, well, don't forget. You didn't want me to contact you anymore. You didn't want me, you know what I'm saying, to reach out to you no more because you couldn't take the heat. Because you couldn't take the fact that the truth was being exposed. And that's the problem. A lot of these people are going to be exposed in this season, whether it's something we say out of our mouths ourselves or whether God put that stuff on the forefront for it to be seen. Because they're not going to get away with whatever they're doing or have done. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It's the spirit within them. And it's like, you don't want nothing bad to happen to nobody. And you want everybody to be successful and cool because that's your heart. That's your heart. And that's what's crazy, that they see it as something else. People see that, Like something ain't right. Something ain't right with him because da 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 da. No, it's like they just trying to hide behind the truth. But anyway, again, God is gonna make your enemies your footstool this season. People who have done you wrong, they are not going to get away with it. There's people who are going to be, again, wishing they had done better by you. And, they're going to see your glow up. They're going to see you excel. They're going to see you be exalted. They're going to see it all. I'm telling you, they're going to be purchasing stuff from your business. They going to be looking at your content and like, dang, So just prepare for God to use the same people who have come against you as a blessing. The table has been prepared. And I feel like I keep saying this, and I probably didn't say this in a lot of my words, but God has prepared the table. God has prepared the table. Just think about the story of Joseph, okay? They didn't believe in what was going on. This man was having dreams. And he was so excited about them dreams. He was telling his folks, his siblings, these dreams, and they didn't believe. They wanted to shut him up and shut him down. But it was all a part of the plan. It was all a part of the plan. This man was positioned in high places just for the wrong that they did. They thought they was doing wrong by him. But see, God word already says that I work all things together for your good. So the wrong that these people meant toward you is being worked out for your good. It's being worked out for your good. It's just like Joseph. Okay? You're going from the pit to the palace. And that pit is the very place that people put you in. The people closest to you put you in. God already informed you that your folks, your family, people who wronged you, whatever, is going to have to come back to you in seasons of famine, in seasons where it's all this trouble and stuff going on in the world, and they're going to need your insight. As a prophet for the Lord, they're going to need your insight. They're going to need to know what's going on. What should we do? Because you already got the knowledge. You and your family and your little household going to be good. And they're going to be looking for you to guide them. Then to top it off, God is going to accelerate you so much and allow you to be blessed so much that they're going to be looking for you to help them. And guess what? In your heart, you still, though they don't even belong at your table, you still going to invite them to dinner anyway. You still going to allow them to eat at your table anyway. You still going to help them anyway. And that is why God is going to bless you, because you're going to help them anyway. But there will be many having to take that bow at your feet. There will be many having to eat their words. There will be many. God is about to use your enemies as your footstool. Period.